Hello. This time we are going to talk a little about acne, diagnosis, and treatment. Welcome to our Zoom. The truth is that acne affects more than half of the population and about 90% of teenagers. There are many factors that can trigger the appearance of acne, and we may talk about hormonal imbalances like adolescence. We can talk about digestive imbalances like the intake of dairy food and its derivatives and also processed foods. But we can talk also about emotional imbalances like stress, depression, and anxiety. We may also address causes like two external factors like environment, and by this we mean cool, hot, and windy. But we can also approach other external effects like life habits. And in this specific situation, we may talk about the lack of care of changing the sheets and pillows more regularly than normal, for instance, but also the use of products that are not suitable for this kind of skin condition. Hereditary factors are also one of the most common causes. Acne is an inflammation disease of the pilosebaceous follicle. Each hair is associated with a sebaceous gland that secretes sebum, and the normal function of this sebum is to protect the skin. But when the follicle is affected by acne, the pilar canal is clogged with sebum that is too viscous and or produce an excess, and by dead cells that are poorly evacuated. And we are talking about keratinocytes. Also, and with the help of Cutibacterium, the bacteria that lives in the surface of the skin of many people, this inflammation starts. This bacteria feeds itself on the sebum produced in the hair follicle and secretes pro-inflammatory cytokines. These are examples of the different changes that can occur in the hair follicle associated with the proliferation of Cutibacterium. On your left, you have a sane structure of the hair and sebaceous gland. Then you have a white spot closed. In the middle, we have the example of a black spot open. And the two on our right are examples of inflammation process with papule and pustule. These are just a few examples for us to see how the skin gets when we have inflammation process. In this case, as the inflammation process is more triggered in the oval of the face, we can naturally, knowing our way on the meridians, approaching this acne as hormonal. These are the white dots, also called as miliums, the black dots, the open ones that often are extracted. So, remembering all the possible causes for the development of these imbalances, let's understand how we make the diagnosis and what kind of products we do recommend. So, first, we identify the affected meridians. In this case, we may talk about the liver, gallbladder, and ovaries. So we are talking naturally about digestive and hormonal systems. But remember that we can also We can also talk about life habits and emotional area. Remember the causes? With that said, let's see the global key treatment with the root products that we advise. So we are talking about Suncro, Immuno, Cetobi, and in this particular case, we are going to talk also about Sebogère, combination and oily skin cream, Octo, and Macro 2000. We are going to work on the anti-inflammatory action, purifying action, regeneration, reparation of tissues, stimulation of the immune system, also regulation of the seborrheic secretions, and also the balance of hormonal system. As additional, and to complete the protocol that we have started on the root products, we advise Derma. We advise also the cream for young skins, and we advise to complete the hormonal stimulation, also Macro 2000 and Seno. And Endospecial Plus, I'm sorry to say, Macro 2000 is of course a root product. So in this case, as additional products, we will talk about Seno and Endospecial Plus. By carrying out this protocol, we will improve several issues. We will rebalance the sebum production. We will rebalance the pH of the skin. We will decrease the inflammatory process and stimulate the regeneration process. We also work on the balance of the hormonal system and digestive system, and we will increase also the levels of moisturization and hydration, energizing of the skin. This is the GERnétic, the protocol that we have developed for this kind of condition. As always, it may be necessary to make some readjustments to the protocol depending on the client. So in a more advanced phase of the protocol, we can also include, for instance, marinescence mask to complement this protocol, and to also to stimulate the detoxifying and nutrition component. We can also alternate between arginine mask and immunomask to create a different stimulation and to help at the end stimulate the lowering of inflammation process and to stimulate the regeneration one. At last, we should never forget that in this kind of condition, it's very important to take advantage of the breast treatment in cabin in order to enhance which is the balance of the hormonal system that we have already understand that will improve this condition. This is one of the possibilities for home care treatment. As always, remember how the client needs to mix Suncro and Immu in order to have the perfect combination. Of course, if the client needs to do a mask at home, we can advise either Arginine or Immuno. And of course, also remember at home the potential of the breast products in order to get the best results possible. So we are coming to the end of this second Zoom. Thank you so much for your presence, and we'll wait for you on our next Zoom. Thank you.